Alright guys, it's Bob here, and today we're going to be having a look at these. Now, these are, I'm not sure if it's ANCDeep or ANCDeep, and I only say that because we've also got ANC Retro down here, or ANC Retro. So not 100% sure about that. So you can see we've got a sticker on the W rather than the R, and that's because these are a wood finish ear cup on these headphones. And the W is walnut, the R is rosewood, so they've got two colours basically. Not a lot on the outside of this packaging other than to tell you that they are high-end active noise cancelling wireless headphones ANC. And we've just got the supplier's name down there, and the address, email, so if you want to check with any of those you can do. And then we've got all the other blurb over there. So let's just slide them out and get looking. So that slides straight out of there. There is a slot in that part of the box. So I think that's for the plastic tag for when they're on a shop display, basically. High-end active noise cancelling. So that's obviously what the ANC is. So it's active noise cancelling deep. So there you go, active noise cancelling, comfortable ergonomic, compatible with phones, tablets, PS and Xbox. iOS battery indication, multi-point connection to two devices at the same time, and standby time 400 hours, wireless version 4, the transmit distance of 20 meters without obstruction. That's pretty big, isn't it? Yeah, 'cause it's normally 10 meters, isn't it? That's pretty good actually. Working time 14 hours. And charge time 2.5 to 3.5 hours. And there you go, that's what's on the box. So let's get in there. So lift the lid off. It's a really nice quality box actually, very well packaged. There you are, you've got a little thank you card in there, activate pure sound. Little QR code, I'll give you that guys if you want to, you might want to check that out. That's their Facebook homepage. So there you go. Then we've also got the instructions, which, yeah, not a lot of people read them, do they? They get straight in there. But basically it shows you all the buttons and switches on the ear cups there, so you can get used to them. Don't see that in many these days, especially not in here in the UK. Tend to see them more in the US, but that's for when you're on an aircraft flight. So, you know, so that you can watch the movies and what have you and use your own headphones. Nice to see it. Not something I'd probably end up using myself, but it's nice to see it nonetheless. So what we've got here, USB, that's a nice rubberized cable actually. They normally tend to be a bit stiffer than that, so I quite like that. That'll probably flop out quite straight really. So yeah, we've got USB to micro USB for charging. One more cable there, same rubberized cable again, and that is a 3.5 to 3.5 for when your battery runs flat. So nice that you've got the dual way of listening here. Let's lift them out, nice tight fit in there, so nice solid, that's a solid bit of foam. No bag, it's a shame, but hey ho. That wood's finished very well actually, yeah. Now, I used to be a woodworker myself, so I can tell you that is finished pretty well. Rotate the ear cups. Yeah, very nice. Very light. That's got some beautiful support around there. Lovely soft leather ear cups. Are they leather? I think they're leather. They certainly appear to be leather. So you've got your left cup there. So the left cup has got the bulk of the controls, the charging port, the 3.5. Power LED, microphone, and then on there you've got your track skip, plus and minus, and all. They will also double as your volume, and your power and call answer. And then over here we have noise cancellation on and off. So that's for turning the noise cancellation on and off right there. So yeah, very. Oh, that's positive. That's very positive. So hopefully they'll fit on my humongous melon of a head, and I will add to this when I come back with the review, guys. And as if by magic, we're back, guys. So, time for the review. And it's been absolutely amazing, really. I think if you could sum these up with one word, it would be wow. They are absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, let's get into it. We've got, obviously, you know, the glaring obvious straight away is they've got the retro finish. With these ones are actually teak, and there is a rosewood finish as well. The rosewood version is actually on Amazon UK for £10 cheaper right now at $89.99, and these are $99.99. You know, first up, there don't seem to be a really sort of well-known name. I'm assuming it's ANCDeep for active noise cancellation, and the model is the ANC Retro. They only come in the two colours, teak and rosewood. I mean, the sound range is just phenomenal. I mean, we'll start by just having a quick look around the design. You know, it is, as you'd expect, all these are plastic, nice strong ratchet mechanisms on there with absolutely zero problems at all. And to be honest, first off, I thought, well, are these going to actually fit my head? And at full extension, they do, but I do have a massive melon of a head. But if I just give you a quick demo of what they look like on, and you can see side profile there of what they actually look like. And I have to say, they're fantastic. I mean, it's like, obviously you've got two ways with these sort of things. They either fold up inside or they just lay flat like that. Plenty of comfort, lovely soft ear cups there. Same with the padding on the top there. I've got a small swelling and dent there, and that's just where I've been sort of hanging them up actually, because I've been hanging them on a little thing just below my shelf. The construction is actually really quite solid. I do have another set that actually did break, not this particular brand, but they were another good sort of brand like. But basically what happened with those was they actually split at this point in here and gave way. But I have had them well over a year, and they do get a lot of use. I mean, my main use is not so much music. Well, there is a bit of music listening. It's more to do with finding tracks to go along with my vlog videos more than anything else is where I listen to the most music. But I have been giving these some serious hammer really over the phone connection and my Mac connection. Now, the connection on the Mac has been a little bit iffy, which I'm putting down to the age of my Mac, because of course it's got the older style Bluetooth, and obviously they're backward compatible, but it usually takes a couple of tries to get the connection sorted. But other than that, no problem whatsoever. So a quick look around the controls. You can see you've got, well, we'll start with this bit here, and that obviously is your track skip and your volume. And then your next one is your power and telephone call, and the next one, track skip and volume the other way. And then you've got a little LED in there. In fact, if I turn that on, you can actually hear the audio. That's it, it's paired actually, it's just paired to my phone. And you can see the little, not sure how, yeah, there you go, little blue flashing LED there. Next to it you've got the USB charge port, micro USB of course. And in the end there you've got 3.5 to 3.5, and that's just for if you're using a non-Bluetooth device, and they supply a 3.5 to 3.5 cable so that you can still listen to whatever you're listening on. And on the other side you've got a little tiny microphone. I'm not sure how well that's showing up in there. It's a tiny little thing, and active noise cancellation switch on and off. So all very, very simple and very easy to find. I've found with this one. The layout's nice, and normally you can sort of struggle with them a little bit when you're trying to find the right sort of button. But these ones are absolutely fine, and of course you've got like a little nub on top of the power one there. There's like just a little nub in the middle of it so that you know that that's what you're pressing. Now the black satin finish on the plastics is one of those that gets a little bit sort of, you can see the greasy finger marks and what have you, but they just wipe away very easily. The wood finish is got a very smooth, silky sort of finish to it, which I do like. You see, I'm not normally a sort of retro wood lover, but these ones do actually look quite nice, to be fair. I'm normally more for sort of like the more modern look, but these still retain a reasonable modern look to them on top of that black plastic finish. I think it just sort of helps there. Everything's nice and smooth there. You've got a full, you can see the rotation that way, and then obviously they go totally flat the other way for carrying it around. Lovely soft headband, extremely comfortable to wear. I think they come in around about a little under half a pound. They're about 200 and something grams, I think. Now, onto charging. Charging takes around 2 to 3 hours is what they say. I suppose it just comes down to what charger you're using, what the output on it is, and sort of how flat you've run that battery. But I was finding that was pretty much about right. I think the first time I charged it only took 2 hours actually. But like I say, it comes down to what charger you're using. And they're saying up to 14 hours of playback, which is pretty accurate. I would say I was around 12 to 13 hours, but of course it does come down very much to the volume and how high you're running it. And I do tend to run it fairly loud actually. That's mainly just to cut out the sounds around me. Although now with the noise cancelling, you don't necessarily need to do that, because this noise cancelling does actually work very well. I think it can cut out up to about 28 decibels extra of sound from the outside world, but it does depend on what those sounds are and where they sit in the tonal range. The fact that they supply an aircraft connector with this for when you're on flight suggests obviously that they are designed for travelling with. And that's the only negative really, is the fact that they don't supply that sort of, to some people it's all important, a carry case or a bag, and that's the only negative I can give really, is ANCDeep, where's the carry case? I mean, obviously things are made to a price point, so the price is always decided first, and then it depends on whether they can fit that in there, because at the end of the day what they've done here is designed something that audibly is, I would say, as near to perfect as I can say that I've ever actually owned. I would say the bass is so amazingly deep and rich, yet still retains its sound without any distortion. You've got to hit a really hard bass just to get a little wobble out of those speakers in there. Absolutely amazing. And because of that bass, you expect that it's going to be a little bit shallow on the other end, but it's not. When you get up to that other end, you are getting, well, put it this way, I listened to, was it, I can't remember whose track it was now, it was a female singer, and when she hit those high notes, the hairs raised on the back of my neck and up my arms. So, absolutely amazing. And in the middle, it's sort of as you'd expect, it's a bit give and take there, but for that bass in the high end, absolutely stunning. Probably the best set I've ever owned, to be honest. I've not, for sound quality, I've had like some Sony in the past, some Pioneers and stuff like that, but I would say these have given me the best sound quality and the best sound for me that I've ever come across. So with that in mind, I think that £100 price tag in the UK, they're probably worth every penny. So I will leave the links below so you can check them out, guys. I believe they sell them in the US as well, and I'm pretty sure you'll find them on the DE site. So what I'll do is I'll leave all the links below, and yeah, it's just absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely loved them. Big thank you to ANCDeep for sending them out. I'm hoping it's ANCDeep and not ANCDeep. I'm pretty sure it's ANC for active noise cancellation. So definitely do give them a check out, guys. And if you're looking for something and you're in this sort of market, then these are definitely going to be a major contender. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.